All right, well, we should be live. Folks should be able to hear us. Hear me anyway. How about the rest of you guys? Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
There we go.
Hello.
So, we are back with some first edition Dungeons and Dragons. Took a week off, had my anniversary. The lovely wife and I went out and had some nice fish tacos at a really nice restaurant that we hadn't been to in years. Excellent. Really, really good stuff. But tonight, our cast of characters for continuing Slave Lord saga. Friendin, who you playing? What level are they?
I am playing Groanwolf, a magic user who's an elf. He is a level 5. He's also a first level cleric, which is cool. And I'm looking forward to maybe controlling undead at some point in the future if we happen across them. Because I can do that now. Because I'm kind of a neutral weirdo cleric. And I eat things and I have gastrointestinal distress. That's basically the character.
Sometimes he disappears and disappears out of shadows. Yeah, it's just
That's right.
how it's going to happen today. So, Richard, who are you playing?
Muted.
He's playing the mute Tristan.
On Zoom.
Yes, so am I. That's smart. I am playing the guy who doesn't know when his mute is on. Who is called Tristan and is a remuneration redistribution specialist. They are level 6. And they are looking forward to being surprised when undead come up to us because Groanwolf has not told us that he can do that yet. So, yay!
He may not understand that he can do that yet. We'll find out. Dion, who you got today?
Well, tonight I'm playing NPC, the level 6 fighter, who is starting to question her questionably neutral allies.
I don't think there's really any question there. I mean,
It's fine.
It's been pretty
I just
obvious,
looked
I
the
think.
other way.
Oak.
Hey, this is Oak. I'll be playing level 6 half-orc fighter, Thyborn.
Nice. And I apologize in advance for any throat clearing, as it seems my lawn is trying to kill me with pollen today. And it's making speaking a little difficult. So, guys, last time we played, you were hired, kind of a pinch-hitting team, for some slavers that needed some help delivering their payload of slaves to a ship just off the coast of Highport here. And, being the diligent workers that you are, instead you decide to free the slaves, help them kill the orcs. I mean, of course, this is all started by a drow and her driders that decided to double cross the slave lord here, who was expecting to purchase another lot of slaves. You guys handily defeated the drow priestess and her driders. You have the freed slaves in the room with you now. And, well, apparently the slave lord was taking care of more of her minions on the outside and has come, as you are having your celebration, to the outside of the door where he's looking in at everybody and wondering what's going on here. To make matters a little more interesting, as he approaches the door and he says what he said at the end of last session, there is a thunk of a mechanism, and a portcullis drops in front of this door frame. And these stairs here, this long, long staircase that goes up to where the slave pins are, the slats of the stairs fold so that it becomes like a slide, and the top of the door, another portcullis drops in, effectively trapping you in this room. So let's take it up from there. Oak, he was addressing you when he was like, so.
Yeah, I believe it said we have a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And, the situation is we'd probably all be dead if my man hadn't gone and released these slaves for the extra help. for that. They may have earned their freedom for now.
Well, see, there's a problem with that. You see, I have a buyer waiting for these
Wasn't this
slaves
your buyer?
and more to be delivered. No, this was someone bringing me more slaves, which we found out here, so I have half the load that's being expected tonight. The lot that helped us here is the other half. So it seems we're at a quandary. So he's leaning against the portcullis. He's got a dagger out, and he's just, kind of cleaning his fingernails.
How
Well, I
injured
understand
does
they're
he look?
slaves. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, how injured does he look after he's been out there taking on a Drider or whatever else is out
Yep,
there?
he doesn't
with his
seem
whiskers.
injured at all. You can
Yeah.
tell there's. He must have other minions back there that haven't revealed themselves to the front door. He's just kind of leaning to the side, just to let you know that he's there, but he could quickly just roll away if someone tries to shoot at him. So, yes, we're at a quandary here. I have half the total number of slaves that were promised. The other
Could
half
we-
seems to be freed now.
Could we look at it as a pen's half full situation?
Or what you could look at is you have a dead betrayer here. The half that goes free was the one she didn't bring.
Yes, that's more of a problem, of course. But see, the buyer isn't going to really care. The buyer has a head count that they are expecting.
Just heads?
Bodies, live, slaves are very useless if they're, well, I once knew a necromancer that could do wonderful things with dead bodies. But in this case, no. The buyer expects them to be alive and capable.
It sounds like maybe you didn't expectation set for all the things that go wrong, and that this could be a learning moment for you about how to handle these negotiations in the future.
Maybe. It's possible. It's possible that I can bargain. Take less for what we have. May have to pay them some. May have to. So, and he pushes another button, and there's kind of like the grating sound of stone moving on stone. If you remember, this platform in the room is kind of circular, and there's this kind of water hazard around the outside where there's these eels, these large, hungry eels are right. So the platform that you're on seems to shrink just a little as it rotates, and it seems to get smaller.
Fed the eels before.
Interesting. So tell me, the priestess is dead.
And you're not from the priestess's poison that my slave here saved you from.
Again,
Without even being prompted.
my head only rests on my shoulders for as long as I can provide the buyer with the number of slaves requested. So, my death is yet to be seen. It may still happen tonight.
Maybe standard issue going forward is a Drider rider on your slave contracts. I mean, it's not our fault the Driders were there. We helped. We helped you, right? Like, maybe you just chalk this up to not our fault exactly.
Well, you have to do what you have to do. If you have no honor, that's fine.
In this business?
There's always honor among thieves.
You read.
They help save your life. If you wish to do them, that's on you. We've saved yours. We can go about our way. You can do what you want.
It's really simple. I need something. I need something for collateral to make up for the difference in slaves. What did the priestess have on her?
Gems.
Yeah, she had a bag of gems.
She handed you.
He tossed the bag this way, and he backs away from the portcullis. Toss the bag out here.
Thought he had the bag.
No,
I
he
think
never
we
came.
got it from when we looted the body, so I'll toss the
Now,
map.
now, is he on the other side of the portcullis?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to give you the payment and you leave us in here. As you just said, you have no honor.
Yeah, you inferred as such, but really, it's no big thing to me. I mean, we can continue as we are. Your little chamber will shrink. Eventually, you'll fall into the water, and I'll have to kill my eels to retrieve the gems. But I can retrieve them.
Do we see any visible mechanisms that are making this happen, or does it seem pretty like clean in terms of what we can see that's causing this to move?
And aren't these all Odette's friends by now?
Yeah, that's true. These eels probably. The problem is Odette's not here.
Yeah. Actually, Friendon, let
Yeah.
us account for you. We'll assume Adette's still in the room, but we won't use her as a character. She'll just be a bystander.
Okay.
Friendon, you just get ejected from a random shadow in the room, fall onto the
yeah.
platform. Again, you've got one of these strange round daggers in your hand. You have no idea where you've been or what you've done, but there's literally blood on your hands.
What is this strange bullshit that I've jumped into? What have you done? And with that, like, would I get the sense that I'm on a shifting floor then?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. Then I probably would be like, do we have any idea how this is working? Like, or what portcullis man up there wants?
Hmm. No idea how it's working. He just pulled a lever on the other side, and everything closed.
He can't see the entirety of this room, right?
Well, the far extreme corners he probably can't, but otherwise, yeah, he can.
Where was his desk, etc., that he was sitting at previously then? 'Cause that was in
Middle.
here.
It was basically in the middle of the platform. Still there.
Alright, so he can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go over and take a look at that, because he had an exit there that he used.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to see if I can find that.
Yeah, give me a roll.
What kind of roll should I
This
be
this would fall under
making?
like the find traps kind of roll.
Find remove traps. Yes, of course I have that as a remuneration redistribution specialist. That is a failure.
Okay. You can't seem to find it. You know there must have been something here. I mean, he could have used a spell. It's possible. But you don't really find anything or see anything here. Again, he's from look. Just though the gemstone's over, you all seem to be very capable, and I seem to be down several servants now, so I could still use paid help. However, I'm not exactly sure the slaves that are in there with you are going to let you go. I mean, and he says it kind of loudly. I mean, you are, after all, working for me.
And as soon as you say that, as soon as he says that, I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, great. This is lovely, everyone.
Yeah, so there is some mumbling amongst the slaves. It's like, yeah, did they just free us so that we could save them? Now what? They're kind of looking at you guys like they might decide to jump you in case you decide to off them.
So they've heard us saying that, like, you've only got half the slaves that you wanted,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
They're just okay.
I'm gonna turn to the slaves and whisper as quietly as I can. I just got here. Things seem really bad between the two groups. I'm an innocent party. I didn't do any of this, but I can tell you I've traveled with these people. And we're much more likely to kill whoever that is that pulled something and moved something than deal with any of you in a negative way. You sound lovely.
As the platform continues to diminish, some of the slaves are trying their luck going up those stairs, which again, the stairs kind of come down mid-platform, but the stairs have all kind of dropped so that it's kind of a slide now. And some of them are trying to make their way up, but apparently the stones, there's something going on where they seem to be frictionless, and they're just having a real, nobody is getting further up than a couple of feet before they start sliding back down. A few of them are being smart and just kind of grabbing onto the edge of the like where the stair rails are, just to keep from falling into the water, and that seems to be working.
I'm gonna
We've
stand
got
there.
loads and loads of dead bodies though, so we can just go around and kick in the dead bodies. Right?
Yes, you can.
So
yeah.
yeah, let's create a feeding frenzy.
Yeah. If you do that,
Aren't
that's
some of his
exactly.
men in here also?
Hey,
All right, hold on just a second. Say that again, Oak.
Aren't some of his men in here also?
There were, well, no, because the slaves ended up killing all the orcs.
I thought we came to a standoff.
Yeah. Here, let me look at my backlog real quick. Here, give me just a second on the rolls.
Because NPC killed one, and I'm like, hey, hang on, everybody, chill.
There are 2 left, badly wounded. I thought you guys had the slaves kill them. Actually, I think that's what NPC was doing, and then you stopped her.
oh,
Well,
okay.
it's not enough for him to care. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if he had like most of his guys here and like, hey, your boss is gonna kill you.
Well, if you didn't actually stop NPC, then NPC's action was to get the slaves to kill the rest of the orcs. So,
I only killed the one.
all right.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
we
they were
called
like-
a hold at that point.
Okay, then there are the
Yeah.
2 that were wounded that are still alive.
Because I was trying to make it look like we're not against the other guys as well.
Okay.
So Tristan, you were looking for something there. Didn't find it. It seems. What was going on with the desk? Is it a way out that you've seen or something?
Maybe. I mean, he was at the desk, and then he wasn't. It
Oh,
could have
so-
just been simple hiding and
Why don't-
cowardice on
Why
his
don't we
part.
ask the one slaver that's alive if they know how it works, and tell them if he doesn't tell us, we throw him in with the eels or we let the slaves kill him.
If I was a head of an assassin organization, which I'm not, definitely not, then I wouldn't tell my underlings where my hidden thing was. But you know,
I mean,
we lose nothing by asking. So yeah.
you know what? We technically lose nothing by just giving him the gems either, because if he's gonna kill us either way, he's definitely killing us without getting the gems, and we're very wealthy. Like, at some point, we just play both odds. One of us gives him the gems, the other goes over to the gems and gents, okay, and catch me here, and then maybe I go talk to the gent, and you go hand off the gems, and we see if we don't end up dead.
I'm pretty sure if we hand over those gems, all these slaves are gonna try and kill us.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm going to level my will against him and tell him to stop this trap and release us.
You'll have 12 rerolls.
All right. Which which powers did you take for?
Honestly, I did not pick any yet. I was just going by what we'd been doing.
Yep.
Or is that
Okay.
not a...
No, that's fine.
anymore?
Well, yeah, it doesn't work the same anymore. But go ahead and roll a D100 instead. You have your psionic strength score. Is that under? That's definitely over your psionic strength.
Yeah, it's way over.
All right. So, I mean, you exert your will a little bit, and you get a bleeding nose for it, but it doesn't really do anything.
And you'll let us go if we exchange the gems.
Oh no! I mean, I still need you as crew, assuming you wish to continue on with our contract.
Well, we can't do that if we're dead.
I don't intend to kill you if I can use those gems as a bartering piece. Maybe we'll all get out of this alive.
Whoever's got them, I just look towards them and like nod to throw them over.
Alright.
While that's happening, I'm gonna walk over to the one remaining alive dude, and I'm gonna tell the slaves, like, I'm gonna try to find out if they know a way out. I'm on your side, okay? I'm not trying to pal. I just got here again. Kind of a third party, just don't want to die.
All right, so you're gonna try and pump the orc for information. Make me a charisma check. And do
Oh,
you speak
boy.
Orcish?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Let's see. Okay, so I need to hit a 10 or under. I
Okay.
do not.
It's all right. He kind of looks at you puzzled for a minute. It's like, I didn't even know this platform moved.
Oh, well, your story just now is what moved me, and then I immediately just turn on my heels and walk away.
I toss over the jewels to the portcullis.
All right. He bends down. It's like, Well, it's not enough by itself, but I have some savings. All right. Here's how we're going to do this. Get the slaves to go back up the stairs. And then there's a little grinding, and the stair steps kind of come up again.
All right.
They did do me a good turn, I suppose. Enough for their freedom, given how many gems I have here. Once we leave, I will open these bars and they can go.
I relay that information to the group of slaves. Just like, hey, he's gonna let us all go. We're gonna leave first. You guys will just go up those stairs, and we have a distance between us, and then we'll leave.
Make me a charisma check.
Oh.
Failing doesn't necessarily mean they won't believe you, but it will give you a moderate. Oh my gosh.
Super fail. I'm
Super
gonna use a
fail.
reroll.
Okay.
I'd rather attempt it than.
No, no, the dice gods have said you are going to fail this check. Okay, so let me just roll. Okay, well, they don't like it. They expect that they're going to still be trapped, but given the option of being eel food, they will grudgingly go up the stairs.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, I know this kind of sucks, but we're both taking the same risk. I mean, he wants to kill us too.
Okay. Once they go through, the bars fall again, keeping them on the other side. So now it's just you and the two orcs that are down here.
All right, slaves are upstairs.
Good. And there's a sound of grinding, and the porculus lifts, and he kind of backs away and starts walking down the hall away from you.
I'll go first. I'll follow. I'll go right out and just casually walk out.
Okay.
I'll be in the back. That's fine. I just want to make sure that nothing sneaks up behind us, everyone.
Now, when we left off, Odette was supposed to have like had the eel fish up stuff for us. Did that all happen? Or not?
She was supposed to what?
Have
Get
because the
the-
priestess went in the water, have the eels fish up, like
Yes, you
You
got the
print
gear
one of
back. Yeah, yeah, you got her gear that fell in. So you've got all the priestess stuff.
head on out.
Okay. So yeah, you see in the hallway his 4 ferrets, and he still has 5 orcs out here that seem like they've been in battle, but these seem to be a tougher sort. They don't look like they're that wounded. And so he is at the head of this column. You guys are coming up behind. He's like, we're late. We need to get upon the boat. We need to get these slaves on board, and we need to rendezvous. Come along now.
Right.
He leads everybody
Table talk,
through the
that's
tunnels.
Just the slaves that are left, right? Not the ones he freed. Like, he didn't double cross the slaves that we just came up with.
Oh no, just the ones that are outside.
Okay, the ones that. Okay.
And they're all Underdark or from all over.
Yeah, all over. The Drow had acquired them in many different ways. Some speak very foreign tongues. So Dion, we had said last time in canon that one of the slaves that was freed was somebody that knew you, childhood friend from your village.
Yeah.
You doing
they
anything
freaked
about
out. Are they still there? Are they in that group?
Yeah,
there?
they're in that. Well, they're in the group that just went up the stairs.
Oh, the one up the stairs. Oh no! I mean, we told them like, you guys are gonna be free. We're letting you go. All right, bye. Like, so I'm leaving it at that. I haven't done anything aggressive towards that person, despite their fear towards me. So I'm hoping they have that realization of like, oh, okay.
So you get to the top. You get out of the tunnels. You get out of this once temple to Groomish. Everybody gets out, and he goes over to the cracked and broken altar, and he makes some kind of sign over the broken eye of Groomish, and all of you hear like the splintering sound of like cracking stone. The altar splits completely in half, as does the altar stone below, and it seems to continue down.
You know, if we have to do that again, I think I might be able to. I worked at a horse barn for a while, and I was a groom-ish. And I mean, it is a shrine to Groomish, so maybe I could mimic that. No, everyone? No time for levity? Okay.
And he looks at you and says, "Oh, I didn't go back on my word. I'm simply cleaning up a mess. If they're quick about it, they'll be able to free themselves before the stone starts falling on their heads. Shall we go?" As you get back into the forest a little bit, you do see a group of about a dozen slaves. They are got this odd kind of gray steel bracelets on. You remember these from the Underdark Dion. Same ones that you were in for years. And he has more orcs there that are kind of guarding over them. This group looks pretty broken. It looks like they have been captives for a long time. They have not been treated as well as the captives were here. They've been pretty badly treated. Most of them look like they're starving, if not near starvation. And he's like, this is a sorry lot, but it will have to do. All right, get them on the boat. He gives an order out to his remaining orcs. You guys go down back slope of where this temple was, and waiting for you is it's a flat bottom raft, almost like a barge. There is no like captain's hut or anything, but there are oar locks, and he has all the slaves get in. He's going to have them man the oars. He sits at the back of the tiller and just kind of waves everybody, get on. We are behind schedule.
As we're walking up, I just want to ask her, like, so what was the plan? Like, what are we gonna do eventually here? Like, what's the goal? I just got here.
So numbers wise, there are 10 orcs and his 4 very large ferrets that are here. Dozen slaves and you guys.
I have no idea what our plan is right now. You have as
good.
much of a plan as I do.
In that
Well,
case,
I think we're trying to work our way up the food chain.
So we're getting in
Because,
good.
Yeah. Playing along till we get to the big fish.
Okay, all right. This is good then. I can do that. Good show. Yes, double time, everyone. And then I just start to like frog march my way up there.
Okay. One of the orcs breaks out a small drum to just establish a rhythm for the rowing. And you guys head out into Woolly Bay, just past Highport, going a little bit into the deeper sea, which is actually risky in a boat like this. You guys have some time where, it's a fairly long barge. If you guys want to get as far from his contingent as you want, you can have some conversation. You don't have anything you particularly want to talk about, then we can just go on. That's fine. If there is no plotting to be done.
Good at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so we're just gonna go along for the ride of what we're doing right now? Because, I mean, we could take over the ship.
It sounds like we need to get higher up in the org, though, in order to achieve our end goals. So I guess for now, we're just part of the crew, right?
Yeah. If opportunity presents itself for accidents to happen, that's fine. But let's try to get him to lead us to, like I said, bigger fish.
Okay, very good. If you guys just, keep things copacetic. Then eventually you guys row out deep into Woolly Bay, where there is a very dark galleon style ship in the deeper parts of the water, so its draft doesn't beach it. The wood is dark. At first you're thinking almost black, but as you get in closer, it's like it's a hue of crimson that is so dark that it's almost black, especially in this very little moonlight that you have. There are no lights. There are no lanterns aboard at all. It's just eerily quiet. He has the slaves row up to the side of the boat where there are some rope ladders already down into the water. He says, right, me first. Let's see if we can make this deal happen and we all get out of here with our skins intact. I would suggest, and he looks over to Oak, keep your slaves civil. These people are not to be trifled with. He hefts the gems. He checks some other bags on the side of his belt and takes a big, deep breath, hops up onto one of the rope ladders and starts climbing. Calls back down. Assuming you see me again, we'll get the slaves aboard. If not, I'd run. And he hops over the side of the boat.
You heard the man. Watch your weapons and watch your tongue.
Oh, that last one's harder for me, but okay.
For all of us.
Yep. The orcs that are aboard are also looking like they're getting their weapons ready. Like they're checking their swords, sharpening, making sure their armor's good and settled. They look nervous.
I go up to one of the orc guards. I'm like, so what? Everybody seems all on edge. Who's the buyer?
You speak orc, right?
A few choice words like no, please stop.
I'll translate. I'll translate if you wanna.
All right.
You wanna ask.
Or
Yeah.
I can either one.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it's those scarlet robe fuckers. It's the ones that work for Ius.
Who would want to fuck a rope? It sounds so chafing. They must be insane.
I know, right?
Ooh.
No, they're just... Not that we aren't blackguards ourselves, but these guys are a whole nother level. You've got to be
Well-
careful around them. They'll just as soon as buy slaves as turn you into one. It's happened before.
So NPC, what he just said is he thinks you're very attractive, and I know you're into orcs, so maybe I can parlay this.
The orc's actually smiling big at you as he's talking. Yeah.
You're in.
I'm a happily taken woman. I have a man waiting for me to die back home, and you
Mhm.
know, tell him thanks but
Nope.
no thanks, and you know, we need to kind of just
No
lay
problem.
low
I-
right now. We can't be bringing attention.
I would tell
to
him just that,
ourselves.
and I turn to the orc and I say, "Thank you for the information. We'll be on our best behavior and on the lookout."
It doesn't take much longer. A few more rope ladders are thrown over the edge. The slave lord that you've met so far comes over to the edge, calls down, "Bring them up. 2 at a time."
Sharp. Sending them up.
All right.
Sorry.
So, as you get on board, as each of the slave kind of, and these slaves they're broken. Like there's no spirit left to them. So they do exactly what you tell them to do. They climb aboard. You guys follow. The orcs, not all the orcs come up. A few stay back with the weasels, ferrets. And what you see on board is, again, there's no light. It's just dark. This whole thing is being done just by what little moonlight is shining in the sky there. And there is this blocky throne like palanquin that's been just laid down with these servants that were obviously carrying it. They're very large, very strong looking humans, but you notice they all have like cowls over their eyes. Their mouths have been sewn shut. And this palanquin is just this obesely fat man. He's just like no. He's got a robe, just a simple robe on, showing off these like flab rolls. Every finger on his hand has multiple rings on it. His face is all jowl and chin. You really can't make out if this is a human, half orc, might even be an orc, just a very pale one. Legs kind of tucked up underneath him, and then around him in a circle as you're coming in, there's these silent, robed figures. And the robes are this dark red, just like the red of the boat. There's no light. There's no. It's just silent as you're bringing all of them aboard.
This has a real God Emperor of Dune kind of feel to it.
As all of the slaves are brought aboard, so it's going to be you guys and half the orcs. So 5 orcs come up with you as well. And again, they're making sure their weapons are loose on their sides. He upends the pouch of jewels. The guy in the palanquin is kind of looking at it. He doesn't really look like what he sees. He's kind of looking around and kind of just dumps them to the side of his throne. He pulls out another bag, the bag that the slave lord was kind of fingering on his pouch, and upends those, and there's like, platinum lozenges come out, oddly shaped coins. He's more interested in those. He looks over at your employer and says, "This buys you your life. This once. These slaves won't last a month. The least you could have done was fed them, kept them in shape. They're only good for the sacrifice pits now." Your employer, his head is bowed. He's down on one knee. He's like, yes, Your Eminence. I will do better. I will not fail you again. He seems to consider for a moment. Just for sake of reaction, Oak, why don't you roll me a d6 for initiative? Okay, so this really corpulent fellow on this throne just kind of he just catches the eye of some of the robed figures, and just like quick as a wink, 2 of the orcs just have, and this is interesting to you, Friendon, these daggers just like pith through the back of their skulls, up through their nasal passage, the point coming out of their head. 2 of the orcs go down. There was not a sound made. It was so fast. These are the daggers like you just end up showing up with each morning when you disappear. Very similar. Not exactly similar, but similar.
I think I'd like subtly pull mine out and be like, just kind of giddy about it. I can't help it. Just like, oh, hey.
Do you really do that?
Yeah, I
okay.
think I would. Like, Grownwolf is that dude. Like, he's not threatening with it. He's just kind of going like, hey.
All right. So luckily, no one notices the shape of your dagger.
I'm disappointed by this, and I put it back in the chair. Like, oh, I want to be part of the club.
You were a little short. We took those 2 in sacrifice. Dion, one of them had taken like a step closer to you, and you were about to have the same thing done to you. And then retreats after the corpulent man puts his hand up. Those 2 will suffice for the balance.
So square.
Right. Yeah. It's just an uneasy moment as this man hasn't dismissed the slave lord yet, and he's still down there on one knee. Seems like he's considering. He's like, "These others you have here, they're different than the ones you normally hire. You, Friendon, since you kind of drew your dagger and was waving it around.
Hi.
When were you acquired? Are you a slave or were you hired? I smell something about you that is intriguing."
So weird story. I kind of showed up. My friends seem to have made a deal, and I'm honoring it, because we're pals. I don't know the particulars, but I'm along for the ride.
I don't like how you smell.
Most people don't.
It's familiar.
Hmm. I mean, maybe we do you go to the Underdark sometimes? Spend some time there. Maybe we bumped into each other at like a slave market or something.
So you're kind of like running at the mouth, and so
Yeah.
one of the robe guys near you just kind of smacks you upside the
Oh,
head.
oh, I thought it was a conversation. Got it.
And you, woman. He's kind of
Yes.
those eyes just kind of look right at you, NPC. How
She
do you
just
come to
looks
be in the
back.
employment of this man?
I motion my head towards Oak and go, I'm with him. He's the one in charge.
You have the smell of innocence about you. I also don't like it. You,
Yeah.
you're the one in charge of this team. He looks over at you, Oak.
You're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. I just stare at him and nod.
You I
They were-
like. You have a certain essence about you that is enticing. Tell me, slave lord, how much were these hirelings? How much to hire them from you? He kind of gives you the side eye, Oak. It's like, well, our deal was to be finished after this transaction, Your Excellency. Good, good. Then you're free for hire, then.
No, we do come with a payment.
He
Take
look-
his head, and we'll work for you.
Ooh. Maybe a charisma check, Oak.
Wow.
We have 11 rerolls.
We might need all of them.
That's a fail. Now, who's this? Who's the charisma check for? The dude or
Uh,
that's talking, or the?
no, this is you with that making that counter offer, seeing if it's
Yeah,
kind
because
of
the dude was gonna fucking kill us, so screw him.
Yeah,
okay.
I like this.
Okay. All right.
That's,
So is
that's
that
a fail.
that's a fail?
Unless-
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay with that then?
Do a reroll. Do it.
Everybody wants to reroll.
What's the worst that could happen?
That's a critical success. That's a 7 on a
Yes.
7.
Okay. In which
Wow.
case, give me a second here.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Werewolf is just kind of dancing in place.
Yeah, so the slave lord that had hired you just rolls quickly, like an evasive roll to the left, as one of the cloaked figures was just, he just tried that piffing motion with one of those rounded daggers, and he avoids it. And okay, so I just did a little check there to see if they were faster than him. He was faster. So, Oak, why don't you give me an initiative roll? I'm going to roll for the slave lord. You go first. So he avoided the strike from one of these hooded individuals. Do you
Okay,
want to
so
interfere?
No, since that went first, I'm like, hold, don't kill him. And then I look dead at him and like, the next time you threaten my life, I will not spare yours. Go.
Okay. Does anyone else do anything? I'm going to give you your guys' turn first.
No,
Not if Oak says
Oak did
that.
what he did, so I'm gonna follow him and keep the charade going.
Richard, anything different?
Yeah, I was just saying, no, not if Oka said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same with you, Grown Wolf?
I mean, I really like those daggers, and like I kind of like the tone that they're putting down, but I also don't want to go against the party as Grown Wolf. So I'm gonna be like, oh, this is less fun, but okay.
Okay. His action then is to basically leap off the ship. The corpulent man just compassion.
No, I
thought,
figure he'll try to hunt me down at some point, and then I'll have his head.
say it as you want. It has the smell of weakness about it, but I still like you. When he says that, a few lantern lights start coming on around the ship, and just out of nowhere, a wind blows the sail, and the ship starts moving. You can take your payment from there, and he just kind of motions to the gemstones that are scattered about the deck. The slaves that are hooded with their mouths sewn shut go and they pick him up, or they pick up his palanquin, and they start going towards the cabin of the ship. You're left here with the slaves and a few of these men in dark, dark red robes.
I'm gonna continue to play the part, and I'll look at everyone like, pick those up.
I do as my master commands.
Yeah, I mean, when in this place, do as this place does.
Yar.
Right. So 3 of his orcs are still here with you, and they're like, were we included in this? Are we hired, or...
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've got no beef with them. You guys, any
Which one's
beef?
the previous guy's
Yeah.
extra men?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, just don't try to kill us. We won't try to kill you. We'll both make money. This is great.
So one of the figures in a robe kind of lift a hand, and his hand is kind of highlighted in the moonlight. It's skeletal, but it still has flesh on it, but it's real pale. It almost glows in the moonlight, and he points to the opposite side of the ship where the crew cabins are.
We'll find ourselves a place to bunk.
Is there anything interesting beyond it looking skeletal?
Um,
And,
give me an intelligence check.
like, I'm wondering, is there any weird stiffness to the movement? Does it smell? You know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, RD20. I need to match or hit a 16. I do
Okay.
not.
Well, since you're taking interest of it, though, it's really thin, but it doesn't look like an undead hand.
Okay.
But you do catch like the smell of like really intense funerary herbs, like myrrh, different types of things that you would prepare a body's skin with for burial.
You know, it's a good thing we're on a boat because I think he's a merman.
Ah,
plug my
lightning strikes. No.
And Gronwolf is no more. Once per session, at least.
All right, so the boat is just kind of silently moving in the water. A wind just kind of out of nowhere is filling the sails. Other than a couple of lantern lights now, it's just running dark.
Yeah. Are we all to ourselves in a bunk, or?
Yeah, some of the other hooded, robed individuals take away the slaves.
Are the bunks like singular beds or?
They're like ship bunks, so like they're what are those things called? Hammocks?
Hammocks.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
I mean-
one per room or?
Oh no, it's a room with like a dozen hammocks strung across beams.
Okay.
There's a couple of sea chests around where you could put stuff. There's a table. There's actually a beer barrel here that's been tapped, and there's several wooden mugs around. Yeah.
Any food?
You start looking for food. There is kind of like a small barrel that you're not. I mean, it smells like food. You open it up, and it seems to be, I don't know, something kind of like gruel-like consistency. It smells all right. It smells like food.
All right, I'm going to grab that and go to a bottom bunk just in case I disappear or climb out of it and upset anyone in the middle of the night.
You got to take your bowl of porridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Tell
it's.
everybody, I suggest we step lightly around here. This doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah, definitely step
Definitely sleep
lightly.
with one eye open.
It's thick. It's kind of like an oatmeal consistency. Doesn't really taste like anything much, but it's filling.
Anyone's hungry? Not the best, not the worst. Tastes okay, which is disappointing, and I put it back.
Um, I'm gonna offer to sit watch if we all sit in like hammocks nearby each other. If we get like a little coalesced area,
There
I'll
are
offer to.
candles around. Again, like there's very little light anywhere, and most of you need light, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep. So there are candles that you can light in the room.
I'll light one candle.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
It's not gonna be good. Oh, I passed.
Okay. I'm going to say this brings back a memory, and that's why you know. This is made of maybe not human, but this is made of like the fat from like a humanoid. This candle. It
I know
was something
how
that
that
was
candle
common amongst the
feels.
Underdark. So like you know the smell when you light it.
I light it and I. That's not a good smell.
Is anyone else
Hey,
getting hungry?
Hey,
Smells like bacon in here all of a sudden.
so, fiber. I kind of keep my voice low as I speak to him. I'm like, I explain what the candles are. And I tell him, like, earlier he mentioned that these slaves would only be good for the sacrifice pit. Like, I think these guys might be, like, cannibals or something. They might be really, they might be next level above the drow.
So Thiber,
About
Do I
they
know anything about
yeah.
the Scarlet Brother?
Well, that and I use. So go ahead and make me an intelligence check to see how much your character knows.
Nope.
Yeah. You
He's too far north.
right. So you would know just from growing up some of the tales. So like you don't know any specifics, but if you want to drop any knowledge of just general what the Scarlet Brotherhood and what Ayus is, do you as a player know that? Any of that information?
You mean the Cambion whose mother's Zug Tamoy and
Okay,
father's
there
Drazi?
you go.
I know a little bit.
Yeah. So you don't know the in depths of that, but you know your character would know somewhat about like what the horror stories are and maybe a little bit about who the Scarlet Brotherhood are. If you want to drop any of that, go right ahead.
Well, I use as a Cambion, like I say, what I just said. Basically, a very powerful witch and a demon lord had a child. That's Ayuz.
Oh,
And the Scarlet Brotherhood, mostly known for their monks. A lot of undead wizards, but their monks are pretty badass.
undead
And
wizards, you say?
completely evil
Right.
through and through.
This is
There's a
not
whole
good
lot,
thing.
but yeah, for the little bit he's gonna know to share.
So, how long are we stuck working for this guy?
We didn't
We'll see
negotiate
where
a
this
contract or
leads.
anything.
Yes, hey, we're under no contract. We leave when we feel like or when we can.
But soon.
I mean, I don't know. The food wasn't so bad. These candles smell great. What's the pay?
You might be the next set of candles that come out.
True.
You'd be the one I'd worry about.
I don't think these are
Sometimes
human
you're-
exactly, to be fair, but
Sometimes your compassion can be a downfall.
yeah, I'm aware. I'm trying not do anything right now. It's hard enough seeing someone from my childhood.
So, like, I like to jape, but one way to look at it is this. These people will suffer. It's terrible. I don't like it either. I'm speaking very quietly. But if we do this right, we can stop any more people from ever suffering. So it's kind of a have you ever heard of the horse cart in the road morality problem, where there's a horse cart and there's two sets of never mind. You know what, NPC? I get it. We'll try our best. Okay.
Yeah, she's just gonna sit watch and let people sleep for a bit before she gets sleep.
Okay. In which case, Friendon, you awake. You're in just this luxurious feathered bed. The lights are off. There's a dull candle glow from red candles all around the room. The bed is exquisite. It smells wonderful. And there's a form laying next to you, spooning you. Long, lithe, all in shadow, though. A slender arm kind of wraps your middle section. You hear a whisper in your ear. It's difficult to determine, like, you hear the voice in your head, so like you don't hear a lot of tonality to it, but it's definitely sensual. And the voice says, "You are my hand."
Oh. I mean, does that mean I'm spooning myself right now?
There's just like a slight chuckle. It's like, and then it goes on, and you hear, "For the light to have any meaning, there has to be darkness to give it form.
Mm-hmm.
For the darkness to have any meaning, there must be light to shine upon it. There's a balance in this world. You're helping me maintain that. Where you're going now is a great imbalance. From here on, I will not take your memories from you."
Oh, I see what's going on. It's so nice to meet you. I pledged fealty, and like you're my lady, dark lady, and stuff. Now this is great. I do like balance.
So you turn, kind of to face the lady, and then you feel there's another form as you turn. This one is a bit denser, a bit, the form a bit darker, and the voice is differently male. And it's the it's the voice of our dead assassin who says, "Oh, you're in the shit now, buddy."
Oh, Tellish.
And then you wake up.
Oh, just well, that explains a few things. And I walk over to NPC who is taking watch, and I sit down and I just kind of look out in the distance, like both titillated but also terrified, just like, okay, oh no.
Oh, is it your turn for watch? Okay, and I just
Yeah.
roll over into the cot and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan, asleep. You're sitting at a table. What kind of dragon was in your history?
We'll go with a classic red dragon for the.
Okay. All right. So
That's my parent.
its gigantic head is just kind of laying on like a tree stump, and you're sitting across on another stump. And you're having a conversation. Seems to be light. You've got a pipe in hand. You're in a cavern, you think. There's a gleam of a gold pile of something behind you to one side.
So not home, but a similar sort of circumstance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The eyes open, gigantic lamps of light in the rest of the darkness as they look down upon you. And they say, "Oh, my child, now are the times that you will be tested. Why did you leave?"
You know what? We had this conversation repeatedly. You wouldn't do anything with your gold. You just sat there with it. It should have been used to build things, to better places, to make life better for people. It needed to be redistributed around.
Soon you'll be given the chance. A hoard as vast as mine will you sit upon. Then we'll see what you do with it. If you live that long. It's mildly pleasant as haven't seen that face in a while.
No.
Not too horrifying. Oak, do you sleep?
Here and there with one eye open.
Right. Yeah, mostly these days you just have a lot of headaches. You're aware that the crown is changing you in some ways. You feel like there's an untapped potential that you have inside you now that has nothing to do with the crown. There are no Thiber is the kind that worries too much about what might happen in the future. But you find yourself having thoughts that you might not have had before. What it would be like to rule a kingdom, to have that kind of respect, to move armies.
Vainglorious dreams.
Yeah, exactly. So the night goes by like this. NPC, make me a charisma check, actually.
I pass.
You actually have a great dream. Your
Yay.
your one husband
My man's.
in a nice cottage, bringing you food and bed. Their children outside playing lightly, and it's a good dream right up until the end, as you're given your breakfast in bed, as your husband leans over and just the only word he said the entire dream, and as your dream comes to an end, is beware.
Just wake up, eyes open.
All right. Sunlight starts to filter in through, they're not really windows, just the openings where you're sleeping. You hear the sounds of crew going about the business of running a ship. Sounds more normal now. It's not as odd in the light of day.
I'm gonna get up, suit up, and wait for everyone else to be ready. I'm not gonna go off on my own here.
Okay.
Kind of. Is Grownwolf still awake?
Probably.
Hey, Grownwolf,
Yes.
you you get weird dreams sometimes.
A lot usually, almost always don't remember, but last night I did.
Okay, I did too.
Mm.
Do you think dreams have a way of like sending you messages?
Oh, I think for certain. I know that sometimes in dreams I've sent other people messages, and then I point down at my curved dagger, and I'm like, I think that there's quite a bit of power that sometimes we don't understand. I mean, there's magic, right? There's all sorts of forces that we don't know, and yeah. If what was your dream?
Well, it was really nice and it was a wonderful dream up until
Mhm.
the end where someone just whispered to me, "Beware." And I woke up. And it was a really sudden turn from how great the dream was. It was just very odd and it seemed like a warning.
So I got something similar, and I do believe mine was concrete as well. And so remember Tellish, and I
Yeah.
did that ritual to pledge fealty to the Dark Lady, blah blah
You
blah,
what?
right?
You
Yeah.
what?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I totally did. It probably explains the disappearing and the stab, stab, stab. Swish, 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 stab, stab, stab. It's kind of my thing now. Well,
Oh.
so yeah, I'm a cleric to a very neutral, balanced force, so not quite as evil as what we're going up against. And
Okay.
she warned me that this is a place of great imbalance,
Yeah.
and that there's a lot of evil. So I kind of got a beware dream too.
Yeah, I don't like it here. I think
No.
we gotta figure out a way out of here.
Or to help these people by staying. I mean, again, I've been entreated to restore balance, or my head is probably in balance realistically.
Alright.
I'm kind of fucked.
Let's see what happens. We'll talk to everyone else later, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Like out of table talk, I'd tell everybody when they awake what happened, because I know that they've
Yeah.
had questions about my loyalty. I would tell them all.
Tell everybody the dream I had too, and that we both got warnings in our dreams.
Yeah, I'll be leading an army one day, so it's all good.
Well, that's a better dream, actually. Can I have that one? Do you want to trade? You could have Tellish spooning you in bed. How about that?
I'll pass.
Yes, I will tell everybody about my dream as well.
Hmm.
Wait, you talk to a dragon?
Talk to my parent, yes.
That's your parent? Your dad's a dragon?
Well, I mean, I've never sexed my parent, so I don't know whether they're just my parent.
You don't look like a
I'm-
dragon.
I'm not. I'm human. It's just they raised me. What else would you call it?
And they're greedy. Or maybe we can raise an army and we can go take that gold from them. Redistribute it. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, yes, I would like to do that, but I don't want to take up arms against them like that. No. I mean,
Just a thought.
would you do that against your family?
Oh, I thought my situation was weird.
And that's how you dominate. How you show your might. They become too old. They're useless.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Same will happen for me one day.
well, I mean, if you're happy with that, I mean, that's your situation. Yeah.
All right. So so the sounds of people working a ship are fairly loud. It sounds more normal now. It sounds like there are many people out and about doing the job of keeping a ship this size moving.
Is there chatter
There is chatter.
at all? There is. There actually. Oh, okay. And does it sound? Does it sound as if they are actually opening their mouths to talk rather than all of them being sewed shut?
Yeah, no, it's like it's any vessel you've been on before. Sailor chat going on, lots of cursing, lots of boisterousness. It sounds like completely normal.
Okay.
I guess we just report for work, find out what we do now.
I mean, I don't know that they hired us to run a boat, and if they did, they're going to be sorely disappointed.
Right. We know how well that went last
I mean,
time.
I might be able to run a boat aground eventually, but that's about it.
Please don't.
I'm sure we were hired to kill or guard or both.
So we're the killer god. It's like the color god, but with stabbing instruments.
So you guys leave the cabin. All right.
Yeah.
It looks like a normal ship of this size that you've seen before. There are bare-chested sailors just, in the rigging, swabbing the decks, keeping everything in motion. The only thing that stands out as unusual is they all have like a collar on them, a pale gray metal collar. You can see the chafing on the wrists and the legs where, like, typically they might have chains and shackles on frequently. But now it looks like they're a normal sailing crew running a ship. The ship is moving at great speed into the ocean. The wind is filling the sails. It's a beautiful, bright day. Gulls are crying in the distance. It looks so normal. The vessel, the dark red wood of the vessel under the light of day looks beautiful, actually.
Aside from the whole sacrifice pits bummer part, like, it's kind of a nice day.
It's like awakening from a bad dream and finding out it was a dream, almost. But you see the blood on the deck from the night before still. It's one sailor kind of swabbing at it, not able to get it all up.
I think I've got something for that. And I reach into my pack of weird shit that I've accumulated and pull out something that might have some stripping nature to it for the day.
This is slime mold.
I mean, it's very sticky. It'll pick the blood up. It's never mind. I call it the magic eraser.
You strike up this conversation with the sailor who's glad to have
Yeah.
any help. He's like, "God, this bloody wood, beautiful wood that it is. It just seems to absorb blood. You can never get it out. You scrub and scrub.
I need a sealer. You need a sealer. This is all open wood.
He looks
We'll
at
talk
you,
about it.
and he kind of fingers the collar around his neck, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." He takes a step back. Didn't mean to fraternize. My mistake.
Oh no, feel free. I mean, fraternize all you want. It's fine. I'm talking to you, right? I wasn't quite aware that I was above your station. What is it you think I do here?
I don't know, sir, but you tain't got a slave collar, so you're above me.
Sure. Um, yeah, you're right. I guess I wasn't really thinking that through. Carry on, and then I just walk away.
Yep. Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Can we tell where we're going? Can we, or can I ask someone?
Yeah, you're kind of in
Get
deep
it.
sea. You don't see any land around you at all. Just miles and miles of sea. You catch one of the sailors working on some of the rigging. What do you ask? The first thing they do is look around your neck, uh, downcast his eyes so he's not looking directly at you.
Where are we headed? Why are you... What's going on?
Oh, deep sea, sir. We're evading any patrols and we're swinging wide, coming back in.
Right. Where are we coming back into?
Well, eventually we're gonna dock and heading into the Drakensgarb. So, Oak, you kind of know where that is. It's like high port. Actually, we're here on the map. You can see where the Pomar starts. Drakensgarb is here. So, sounds like they're going way out into sea and then just cornering around and coming back in.
Uh,
Hmm.
just trying to avoid like any shore detection and end up where they need to be. Okay.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut, eyes open, ears open, paying attention to things, but trying to be seen but not heard.
Okay. One thing sticks out as odd to you. Someone's singing to the rear of the boat, and there's an old man, just a loincloth in. His skin is just dark from the sun. He's bald, a little bit of hair, white hair around his cheeks. He looks maybe half orcish just from the features. Small protruding teeth on the bottom jaw. He's just singing kind of a jaunty tune. He's got a fishing line in the water. Doesn't have a slave collar on.
So one of my proficiencies is fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk up, and of course it is, right? It's food related. And I'm gonna walk up and just start talking about the kind of equipment he's using, what he's trying to catch, that kind of thing. Strike up a conversation.
Entrails. They catch the best.
Oh, there's entrails on this boat, and we didn't have them offered to us.
Well, somebody made a mess last night. I slopped it all into a bucket before they pushed it overboard. And he
That's
points to the
really-
buckets, and literally there's like intestines just looped into these buckets next to him.
That's really good thinking. What are you hoping to catch?
Something big.
Hmm. So is that what you do on the boat? Do you catch food for the crew typically?
Nah, this is just for fun.
Hmm.
Minding my time. He looks at you, and it's like, you buying? You employed?
What are you selling?
Slaves, of course.
Oh,
Well, we buy them too.
yeah. Well, we have slaves, but I think we were told they're only good for the sacrifice pits.
Oh well. It's not like that's useless. I mean, sacrifices have to be made.
Hmm. Yes.
Did you get a good deal for them? And he's pulled out like this corncob pipe and starts packing it.
You are a person of taste, I see. So everyone, is this? And I'm gonna say, hang on a second, and I'm gonna walk back to everybody else and just be like, are we supposed to sell these slaves? Are we just supposed to escort them? Like, are we responsible for the transaction? We were given very unclear instructions in retrospect.
These aren't our slaves.
Yeah.
The master of the ship. It says we're hired to the master of the ship.
Okay. I'm gonna just turn back, then walk back and say, I don't think I'm the person you need to talk to, but interesting about the entrails. Good note. Catch big fish with intestines. Got it.
Yep. As he's saying this and you're coming up, he kind of stands up and just sticks his fishing rod into a little niche to hold it there. And he looks like he's scanning the skies. He's covering his eyes to get a better look. He says, and he spits on the ground and says, "Get yourself armed." And he rolls onto the deck and starts yelling out in Orcish. Anyone who knows Orcish, he's basically yelling out that coastal defenders attacking. Coming in hot.
I'll tell NPC.
Prepare for battle.
Right. Most of the crew just gets out of the way. All the ones with the slave collars, they just dive down stairways, portholes, everything they can, and out of the master, I'm sure what you would call it, the captain's cabin. Some more of these dark, cloaked individuals come out, and again, it's like head to foot. You really can't make out their faces. A lot of them are coming out with staves. The staves are like a reddish-hued iron, capped with maybe obsidian, some kind of black stone, and the arms that are stretched forth again are those almost cadaverously thin, pale arms, and they all seem to be kind of moving towards the center of the deck. One of them points at you, Oak, and there's kind of like a rumbling voice just comes out and says, "If your men can man ballista, bow, crossbow, get them ready."
Grab your range weapons. Is there any ballista that I can see on
Yeah,
board?
actually, they've got the swivel mounts where you can see where they would mount, and you look around and you do find some stowed and ready to be put in place.
Everybody grab a ballista.
All right, I would help. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab a ballista.
No idea how to use one, but sure, sounds fun.
Okay,
Just
so
carry stuff.
to
Do I
sound
need
so
proficiency?
it sounds like everybody is going to try and man a ballista. Is that what it is? Everybody's grabbing
Yeah.
one and just sticking it on one of these posts on the side of the ship, so it gives you, so you basically, once you put it in, you can swivel it around side to side and up to down. It gives you a good stable firing platform. This would be the same skill as crossbow in this case. If you have a skill in ballista, that would be better.
Okay.
If you don't have the skill at all, you can still roll. It's just not great. There's 5 of these cloaked individuals that seem to come out. There's one in the middle, 2 at either side. They all raise these staves, and there's like just this magical electricity starts arcing all around it. One of the cloaks comes away just enough so the sun comes down. Friendin, give me an intelligence check. You're probably the only one that might know.
Okay. I have to roll under or hit a 16. Oh, that was a D29. Oops. But sure.
I'll take it.
Want me to-
I'll take it. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lich.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the skin has had oils and unguents used to keep the skin more soft and pliable, but that's definitely the visage of someone that's dead and animated, but not dumb animated. Like, that's a lich.
Damn mages I was talking about.
Yeah, and I'll turn to Thybor and be like, "You were right. Liches get stitches,
No, they give stitches.
or that. I don't want that though."
Anybody got better than normal vision? Actually, Groenwolf's an elf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so coming on the horizon in like a V phalanx is it's 5 griffins. On their backs are like knights, literally in shining armor. They have long lances that they've got on little mounts on their saddle, and they're coming in very quickly. Your elven vision sees them in the distance. To everyone else, they just look like there's large birds in the air. Something might be riding them.
I relay all that as best I can, and then I shout, if somebody else wants to man the ballista, I think I might need to prepare some spells.
Okay, one of the orcs comes by and takes your position.
So we got other orcs that are worth us now too.
Yeah, there were
Yeah,
three.
that's what I was thinking. Like, I'd be better off doing something else.
Okay. Other two orcs just grab regular crossbows. Okay, so they're coming in fast. So it's going to be at a fairly large range to start with, but within your ballista range. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take shots. Anyone manning a ballista.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can reach it, and they don't have distance weapons that will help just yet. So
Can I tell that these guys are like knights
you
or whatnot?
you actually, I tell you what, I won't say no because you might actually have better vision than the normal. So I think what I want is a wisdom check. Drone Wolf is the only one that can clearly see what they are from this
I
distance.
pass.
You pass. Okay, you catch the glint of armored forms.
Is there like coat of arms or anything? Or
You expect that there is. It's just too far away for you to make out.
all right, so these are good guys. All right, I'm gonna fire.
What's your
but
alignment
I'm
again?
Good. I'm gonna fire, but I'm missing on purpose. But I'm like,
Oh.
I'm trying to like make it look like I'm aiming and like just under. I'm gonna fall short for the first shot.
Do you
Just
have
under.
a skill in either ballista or crossbow?
No, I know how to use a short bow.
I'm gonna laugh when you accidentally kill one of them.
So I'm going to say you
God,
actually
no.
are not so good at aiming this thing. So let's start. Let's start with you, Dion. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give me a D20 roll.
All right.
All right,
Nat
no
one.
problem. You actually, the bolt doesn't fire. It just kind of falls off the end as you make the shot.
But that's a fumble. So if he was trying to miss, wouldn't that be an actual hit?
No. It's not really any fumbles in this.
Does it
so.
jam the ballista or anything?
Sure. I mean, we can even say on a 1, you're going to have to take some time to restring it.
All right, cool.
That's fine. Is anyone else taking a shot?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
nail one.
Do you want to try and see what it is you're shooting at other than something mounted on
Nope.
something that flies? Nope.
No, it's going
All
to
right.
fight us, so kill it.
Okay, do you
No,
have
I don't have ballista specifically. I've got longbow though.
no crossbow? Okay. Go ahead, make a roll.
Of course, I'm a fighter, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll my longbow just to.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
good.
You just won't get the bonus on it.
Oh wait, since there's no bonus.
Okay.
No. that's
Yeah,
bonus.
it falls short. Tristan, are you firing?
Yeah, I was going to do the same sort of thing. Just fire it off and see.
Okay.
I don't care who I'm hitting. at
You
this
don't
point.
care who you're hitting, so just, yeah, go ahead and fire. I take it no
Yeah.
skill from you either.
No, longbow only, so
Okay.
I'll just roll a d20.
Oh, my.
Uh,
Do you have a dex bonus?
Yes, I do. I have,
Okay.
2.
All right. Roll me a d10.
All right. Pow! A 1, a glancing hit. I assume.
Glancing blow. Actually, you see the figure kind of like they must have a shield or something similar that they duck under, and it hits it and kind of just bounces off.
I nudge someone next to me. You see that? You see that? I got him.
You did.
2 points.
It was really good.
Drone Wolf, were you going to prepare a spell?
Yeah, so I was planning to cast Magic Missile when they got within 110 feet, which is what my current range is.
All right, so yeah, they're going to be just basically on you at that point. So like,
Okay.
so what I'll let you do is like you're just preparing for that. You're just getting
Okay.
mentally prepared. You're counting off the paces.
Yeah,
You can't pre-cast a spell, so it's still going to have to go on the round that it's possible to do it on.
exactly.
Yeah, but you're just like pacing it out. You're like one.
I just knew I shouldn't shoot a ballista. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay, so they're coming in very fast. So this round, let's let you guys do initiative. Dion, why don't you roll for your side?
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, I also
cool.
need. I'm going to roll for the couple of orcs that grab ballistas here too.
1. You rolled a 120.
Oh, okay. One of them
And a
hit.
C20. Oh wow.
I
Oh,
mean, we
wow.
are at sea.
Okay, yeah, one of the orcs got a direct hit on one of the 5 forms coming
Nice.
in. Okay, so you give them a 1 for initiative. That's a good roll for you. Actually, it's the other way. Hold on, let me think for a minute. No, you give them a 1. They give you a 4. So they go in segment 1. You go in segment 4. Okay, so let me think what's going to happen. So yeah, they're going to cut range very fast. So they're not yet at range for you, Friendon.
Okay.
So they're just outside of it. At this point, all of you can see that they're armored forms on griffins. They are flying a flag. Anyone can make me an intelligence check.
Why not? Let's see who we're up against.
I fail by 1.
I fail as well. Nah, we don't know.
Yep, no idea.
attacking us.
Yeah, no idea who
Probably
they belong to.
Greyhawk.
And I knew what was coming, but I didn't know, like, I couldn't read any of the stuff to give more detail than that to the rest of the crew, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. All right. So their turn is basically just to get closer. Anyone who wants to take a shot can take a shot. I'm going to do for the 2 orcs again.
I am going to take this time
Miss.
to restring.
That's an 18.
Oh, do you have a dex bonus?
+1. to hit.
Okay, roll a d10.
Wait. I'm sorry. My dex bonus is -1 to AC. I do not have a plus to hit.
You do not have a plus to hit. Okay. Alrighty. And you do not have the skill either, right?
Nope. So that should be a -2.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough. All right, so the orcs fail. You guys fail. NPC, you're restringing. You're basically just pretending like you're fixing your... Okay. Next
Oh no,
round.
I'm actually fixing it.
You are
That's a
actually
16
fixing
that
it.
hit
Okay.
a -1.
I am actually fixing it. I don't want them to think that I'm like doing anything on purpose.
What did you hit, Thiber?
Like, I
With
want
the
this to
minute
look-
minuses?
If it's -2 to the roll, I'm not sure if you're other anything else. That's a -1.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and roll a d10 then. I forgot you're a fighter. You've got a better THAC0 than most.
Lancing roll also.
Yep. Okay. So, Friendon, why don't you roll a d6? They will be in range this turn, so let's find out.
What do we need to do to reload them? Because
It's crank.
the ballistas.
Yeah, you can reload and fire in the same round the way these are made.
All right.
And you give them a 4, they give you a 1. So you go first. Segment 1. How many segments does your spell take?
It is actually, I don't think I have it down here for magic missile. I think it's instant, isn't it?
No, but it's probably 1. Don't worry about it. We'll just say that it's 1.
Okay.
We can look it up later.
Yeah, no, it's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you cast Magic Missile. Go ahead. So you've got 5 targets. You going to put them all into one, or are you going to spread them out? Spread the love.
I'm gonna actually I think I only cast 3 because isn't every 2 levels past level 1? So I got 3 to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna aim 2 at 1 in case it goes down, and 1 at a second. So basically,
'Kay.
two magic missiles at 1, and so I'll roll that. That 3 times. All right. So the first 2 were at 1 target. The last one was at another.
2, 4, and 3. Okay. Yeah, your bolts hit true. It obviously does some damage, but it doesn't stop them from coming forward.
Okay.
So what do the rest of you guys want to do? You can still fire at them. They're basically right at the 100-yard limit.
Yeah, this is the last shot. Take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload and fire.
Okay.
Not unless they got a crappy AC.
What's your
Yeah.
THAC0,
That
Dion?
hit.
And do you have a dex bonus?
My dex bonus is 0.
Okay.
It'd be the
My
same as mine.
Oh, you're a fighter as well,
THAC0
right? Yeah, you're a fighter as
it'd
well.
be his
Yeah, I'm a
base is
fighter.
15.
Yep. So that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit a 0 then at a 17. believe, with a -2.
17 hits -2.
I
Oh,
hit a
-2.
-1.
Go ahead and roll a D. But wait, you're trying to miss, right?
Yeah, I am trying to. I'm
Okay.
like trying to make it look as believable as possible.
Oh no,
but-
that's good. With that roll, then what'll end up doing is like you aim specifically for that shield that's mounted on the saddle, and you hit that.
Oh, good.
Okay, Oak. What did you end up with?
I missed.
You missed. Okay, Richard, did
Yeah,
you
I got
fire
an
again?
AC 6.
Yeah, I got
Oh.
a natural 1 this
Oh
time,
yeah,
however,
same
so-
thing. The bolt just kind of tumbles off the end. All right, so they go, and they are coming in fast. They're swooping down with these lances, and they're heading right towards that group of cloaked men, kind of ignoring you guys, and they're kind of just they're gonna swoop through the deck, and something else happens before they hit. Let me check something here real quick. Okay, so as they come down, this arcing of magical energies around these 5 robed individuals start to come down from the skies, and it makes kind of like a bubble of energy around them as these griffins come down. One of them strikes with a spear, and you see the spear, they're coming down really fast. It's like a power dive. The spear goes in several feet into this bubble. And it actually does pierce through the chest of the central robed figure. But as it does so, and the spear continues through, when it actually touches the rider's flesh, the rider bursts, and the griffin bursts into fire. And the griffin screams. The man looks like he's boiling in his armor as they fall to the deck. The other 4, seeing what happens as they were just slightly behind, veer up. So that's the end of round 1. So one of the robed guys, your employers, one of them got wounded and is taking a few steps back. There's no blood. Like now you can see the hole in his chest, and there's no blood. There's nothing liquid at all coming out of it. This is Friendin. You definitely noticed this. It's like, yeah, that's not alive.
Yeah.
All right, next round. Richard, why don't you roll for your side?
Because
Give them a
2.
2. So, okay, it happens basically at the same time. So they did a hard low pass. They're coming back around. They're going to make another pass. This time it looks like they're preparing to drop things on the deck. They're going for their saddlebags. They're pulling out these glass globes of something. It looks like they're going to do a bombing run. So what do you guys do?
Does
I'm
it-
trying to shoot him.
Okay, you're going to
Okay.
shoot again? Go ahead, Friendin.
Does it look like there's going to be an obvious trajectory for their incoming?
Yeah.
I would try to cast Stinking Cloud in that path.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll only be in it for an instant, but
Yeah, but if maybe
Yeah.
it'll do something.
yeah,
You know? Like,
may
yeah,
may
yeah.
very well. Okay. Okay, you're doing that. Richard, what is Tristan doing?
Yeah, I'm restringing.
Restringing. Okay. NPC, how about you?
I'm going to reload and try and fire.
Okay, are you trying to hit this time or not?
You said it's going simultaneously,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So, is it possible to if they're moving at the same time I'm firing, can I aim at where they are and shoot there as
Yeah.
they move away?
Yeah.
Can I just quickly pull up and blast it as
Go
they
ahead.
go?
Still trying to make it look good? Yeah, that's fine. You missed anyway, so that sounds good. Oak, did you hit this time?
That'd be a no.
Nope. Okay. Richard's restringing. Friendin, go ahead and cast as they fly through the stinking cloud. Tell me what the effects are, and actually, here's the thing: how many segments does that take to actually
So
go
that's
off?
the one thing I seem to have forgotten to put down
Okay.
in my spell sheets for all these. I apologize.
Look it up real quick.
They do get a chance to save, essentially.
Yeah. So what's going to actually happen though? Why this matters is because of speed when it all happens at the same time. So I'm going to say they're going to be able to drop their globes. So that's going to have at least one segment for it to cast.
Okay.
So they're going to be able to drop the globes before your spell goes off, and so
Okay.
they do. And the glass shatters on the deck, and it's Greek fire, right? So fire starts spreading from pools of tarry-like substance. It's just holding onto the fire as it spreads, starts catching on sails, on the deck, etc. You cast it. Go ahead and tell me what the effects are.
So they either save or it's 1d4 plus 1 rounds where they fall to the ground, retching and gagging, treated as stunned.
All right.
Otherwise, they if they succeed, they still can't do anything within the cloud other than to leave it. So essentially, stunned if they don't save. Otherwise, they just probably pass through it on their mounts.
Okay, so what I'm doing is pairs. So the first number in the set is the rider. The second number is the griffin. So in the first one, rider fails, griffin passes. So the griffin will just take the rider through it and go up high. So what happens if they pass?
If they pass the save, other than all they can do during their next action is try to leave the cloud, in which they're doing.
Yeah, which they're doing.
Yeah.
Next one, rider passes, griffin does not. That griffin hits it hard, sucks it in, and then just dive bombs into the deck. So it splatters. I'm going to roll for the rider to see what happens here. Rider's able to roll free, all right, and they are not affected other than to get out of the way. Next one, rider's fine. Another griffin goes down. That one's trapped under his mount. And the last one, almost the same thing happens again. Okay, so what happens, you get 3 of the 4. 3 of the griffins hit the deck hard. One of the riders is trapped under the griffin. The other 2 are able to spring away. They drop the lances and go for what look like war hammers at their sides.
If you need for your notes, Stinking Cloud is 2 segments.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so they definitely would have had
I'm
time
in.
to drop the Greek fire. So now, as we start this next round, the deck is on fire. It's some of the sails have caught. The deck surface itself has caught. So there we go. And let me see how the Brotherhood here does on something. They break formation, and some of them start... frost and ice start coming out of the wands as they start to like frost over some of the fire, but there aren't enough of them to deal with the fire completely. So that's what it's looking like starting the new round. And Frendon, why don't you start at D6 and tell me if you're casting or not. And are you casting this round?
Sorry, I was muted.
Mhm.
So no, I think spell-wise, the best thing I have is sleep, and I'm gonna try to see if I don't have to spend that yet.
Okay. Give them a 3, they give you a 1. So you guys go on segment 1. 1 flyer in the air. 2 soldiers that have gained their feet pulled out warhammers. One of them's trapped under the steed. And the 3 griffins that are on the deck are hacking and coughing, trying to get their legs beneath them. Oak, what do you want to do?
I'm still there. I'm trying to get the one that's flying.
Okay,
Where he breathes
sure.
fire.
Make a shot.
Yep, that'll hit.
Yep,
The last
roll me a
time it did.
D10.
Do better.
Okay,
Do better.
sounds good. Tristan.
Well, I was restringing my thing last turn,
Mhm.
so presumably I need to reload as well this turn.
Yeah, you'll need to
And then-
reload. Yeah.
So it's going to take a whole action to reload.
No, you can reload and fire.
you
So
can
you
do it the
fixed the
same thing.
string last round, so you can reload
Alright,
and
okay.
fire.
I am going to look around and see what's going on, and then drop the ballista. But what I'm trying to do is get the ballista to go off and hit the already injured wizard person.
Okay, so here's what you're
on
gonna
our
do.
side.
Make an attack roll, but then I want you to make a dex roll to see if it looks like if you can sell that it was completely a random accident. All right, so
Yeah.
make the attack roll first.
All right, I'm just going to roll a d20 for that because
Yep.
don't have the skill with it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Misses
Uh,
anyway, so you don't have to roll the dex roll. It is
All right.
actually is a complete drop and fumble.
Yep.
All right, Frendon, what are you doing?
So where in relation are the two that have drawn their warhammers to the one that is trapped under the mount?
Close.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna say within 40 feet.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna shoot with a crossbow at the one that's trapped under the mount and try to
Oh,
get the
finish
one
him off. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oof.
Yeah, it's gonna miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
even a stationary target that's doesn't
Yeah.
hit.
No. Grown wolf, a lover, not a fighter. Actually, more of an eater, not a fighter.
All right, NPC. You've got these two armored warriors drew these massive, hammers, and they're coming, in your direction. Not necessarily at you, but your direction.
Is there a wizard in between us?
Is there a wizard, like one of those Scarlet Brotherhood people?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Why
Like,
not?
in between the way. So
Yeah,
you're
why
gonna
not?
hit him before me. All right. Is the wizard facing?
The
knights.
oncoming problem not facing you.
I'm gonna turn, point in the direction of the knights, and try to hit the wizard, Harry.
Okay, so you're going to shoot with the arbalist into. Okay, yeah, go for it. Unfortunately, that's going to miss.
All right, so I'm just gonna whiff.
Yep. Ching.
Oops.
Goes off. All right, so so they collide into the robe forms. Let me just make some rolls here.
Want them to try and take out as many of these fucking liches as possible.
The one trapped beneath the griffin has freed himself. The griffins are still hacking and coughing, but now there are three warriors. They look like they're trying to go for the robed figures first. Like they're just single-mindedly going for them, kind of ignoring everything else for now. So next round, Oak, why don't you? And are you casting this round, Brendan?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cast sleep this round.
You're gonna cast sleep. All right,
I'm going to continue trying to take the flyer down.
sure. Oh, what is that? What is that
Probably
hit,
a
Oak?
miss. Let me look. That
Yeah,
would be
but also
12,
roll a
which-
d6 to figure out who's going first.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would hit a 3. I mean, a 12 AC.
Okay,
Damn it. I mean, that would hit a 3. AC.
gotcha.
And am I rolling?
Okay, so they end up going first. So the one that's on the mount drops a few more globes of fire onto the deck. So there's a good amount of fire and flames going on. I'm going to say 3 of the... actually, no, they go on your turn since they're your side. So the 3 men are just going to wade into battle. Let's see how they do. Pretty miserably, actually. Griffins are still choking. So your turn. There's more fire on the decks now.
I already
Alright.
rolled for me, so I
Yeah.
missed.
What,
So
Brendan,
I
you were
wanna
going to cast sleep.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I want to cast sleep. Yeah, I want to try to hit all 3 of the on deck
sure.
riders, but also if one of the robed wizards is in the 20-foot radius, I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
You're going to
Or
catch.
15.
They're in melee with some of the robed wizards, so you're going to
Okay.
catch 3 of them as well as 3 of these armored forms.
Well, wouldn't he have knowledge that it doesn't affect undead?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Is like that. It's fine. So yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So not the best rolls, but
So how much does that affect?
it is. Let's see. 4d4. I rolled for 8. The HD. I got a total of 7.
7 hit dice.
Yeah.
1 plate armored form goes down.
Okay. Okay. It's not the one under the mount. It's one of the 2 standing ones.
Well, he got out last round anyway.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. My
Mhm.
bad. Yep.
All right. Who wants next then? Richard, Dion.
I'll go.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Is there the wizard that's ahead of me that I missed last turn? Is there like fire around him?
Yes.
Is there a bucket of water nearby?
Sure.
I'm gonna run to a bucket of water, abandoning the arbalist. I'm going to drop the blessed holy token of Osprem into the bucket of water and just be like, I hope this is fucking holy water. And I'm just gonna yeet the bucket of water in the wizard's direction and be like, oh, I got the flames, boss.
Okay, I like it. So I tell you what we'll do. Roll a d100, say high or low. I'll leave it to a luck.
It's always gonna be high with me, and I'm gonna do a re-roll because
Okay.
I really want this to work. High. That's a 50.
Okay, here's what we'll do. So seeing as Osprey is one of the deities of the sea, and this is seawater in the bucket, I will say it gets blessed. Okay. It gets blessed.
Yes.
Now you make me an attack roll, melee attack roll, to see if you can actually hit him.
Oh no, a melee attack roll. So I'm just gonna do it with like one of these. This should work, right? Hold on.
Yep.
We're just
Osprey's
gonna
also a
do-
neutral god, so it won't do as much as
It's not
you might think.
strength. I'm neutral good.
Yeah,
how
I'm saying, well, no, but it's what the water's blessed by. It's
Alright, well
blessed
here's
by
a
a
flat
neutral god.
d20. That's a 15 before any pluses or minuses.
Yeah, you got your. He doesn't know that you're attacking. Sure, I'm gonna say you drench the person. Roll
got
me
the
a
water
roll me a
boss.
d6.
Boop, that's a 2.
Okay. Yeah, the form screams, and you see some of the bits of skin that isn't covered by robes. Where the water touches it, it starts to redden and burn. Okay.
There's
Yeah.
something wrong with the seawater.
Yeah. Sure there is. Okay. Anyone else who hasn't gone? Richard.
Yeah, I guess I'm pulling out my short sword and going over and engaging one of the knights.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what we're calling them.
Okay.
If they're engaged in fighting, do I get
Yes.
backstabbing on these people?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. They're pretty single-minded to go after these liches, so
Yeah, alright. Well, I'll just give it a roll and see what happens.
oh wow.
Oh, a natural 20, so yes.
Okay. Yeah, so what are you attacking with? That's a short sword.
A short
yeah, so you
sword,
get it
yeah,
just
just-
right in between a plate, low on the groin and the leg, and just slide that sword in. The armored
Sure, I
form
found gaps.
screams out in pain. Doesn't go down,
Um,
but yeah.
Backstab is 3 times damage now.
Okay.
That's my level.
So
6 whole
points.
points
6
rather
points
than
of
the
damage.
2.
Yeah, it's
Woo.
like it's good. You get it up in there. It causes a lot of pain. Blood
Yeah.
comes gushing out, but yeah, that's it.
Would have been nice at an 18 points.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
that's everybody, right? Brendan, you went.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Top of the next round. Let's have Dion. Why don't you roll for your side, Brendan? Are you casting?
I am going to, at this point, I think I've caught that my friends are also trying to take out the liches, whereas I thought we were going to ride this pony all the way to
Well,
the top.
I don't know about that because Tristan tried and failed.
Yeah. So
Right.
you didn't
don't
see
know
that.
who Dion is, but then Dion, I mean, didn't Tristan
Dion
just stab
would.
at night?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
So-
stab
And
a
I'm
knight.
fighting
No, he
with
just
you.
put a bucket of water over one of them because he looked like he was about to catch fire.
Would,
Yeah.
would I catch any of this, do you think? Like, I'm not sure if I would. That's the thing.
You can leave it up
honestly.
to a luck roll if you don't think your
Okay,
character would know.
yeah, I'm not sure if I would or
Yep.
not. And
Just
I
say
don't wanna,
high or
like-
low. And,
I'm gonna say low. Okay.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
low.
yeah.
Okay. I think maybe I know NPC enough to know that we're attacking them now. Like after our talk, I can
I'm
tell that
just being sneaky.
I'm just going with you because I'm like shit's turning south. You're attacking them. Oh no. I'm going to try to control undead on one of these liches, which is something I can do.
Oh no.
All right.
Y'all are trying to get us TPK'd.
So yeah, so your chart on this is basically the same chart that you use for turning, but
Yeah.
it's a different. Let's see if I can find it here.
I rolled 2d6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
And
think
then-
you even have to roll. I think that's
that's what it affects. Yeah. The problem
Oh,
is
that's
that
what
they're
it-
very high level since they are liches.
We
Yeah.
have 9 rerolls, unless people want to give us some biddies.
Oh shit! I'm just trying out this new ability 9 times.
If
I'm
I had to remember and guess, it doesn't matter how many rerolls you have, you're not gonna
Oh,
have enough to
shoot.
affect.
Yeah. They top the chart. Yeah, you have no effect at first level.
Oh, okay.
Interesting try, though. I mean, you wouldn't know. I mean, honestly,
wouldn't know
your
it.
character
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
know.
know it. All right, I'm going for it once then, just to be like, oh, Dark Lady, please, I think we're in the ship.
Yeah. Do roll it because there is something else that okay, so a 6.
Oh, 100
Uh,
biddies.
Okay.
It's 2
Um,
rerolls.
I'm going to make this exciting since someone just threw in 100 bits there. So it doesn't affect the Lich.
Okay.
Does affect that strange man that was smoking a pipe and fishing.
Oh.
He was hiding behind a barrel. You attempt to cast this, and when you do, he stands up and walks towards you. His face is all glassy.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna yell, okay, he was a coward. I'm helping. You need to fight too, buddy, and try to play it off.
Okay, so what do you order him to do?
I want him to attack the one that Tristan was attacking because it seems like
Okay.
Tristan.
Sure.
Yeah, like you're hiding, like you have arms. Hit something, would you?
Okay, yeah, he's joined the fray. He pulls out like a fishing knife, like a scaling knife, and attempts to get it up in there underneath the plate armor.
Okay. Whew. Close call, everyone.
All right. So Dion, roll me a d6.
Okay. Boop. 1.
Oh, that's not good. You give them it's pretty close. They do go first. All right, so one of the liches basically summons just this tornado of air that comes through and blows out the fires. And then
Well, we're not going to burn to death, so that's good.
one of them jabs, one of the robed liches jabs his staff into one of the knights, and it's like he's just lit up like haloed in electricity, and you can see like his eyeballs just burst out from behind the visor. There's like all this mucus just leaking out of the front of the visor as he hits the ground. You see just his body is just liquefied, coming out in between the chinks of the armor.
I think I've seen the one thing that has made me lose my appetite.
All right. What are you guys doing? One's asleep. One's dead. There's one left fighting.
There's still one in the air.
And there's still one in the air. Looks like he's coming back down with some... actually, no. Because of the high winds and tornadoes, he's going to circle. He can't really get to the boat.
Okay.
The one that's on the boat fighting, where's he at?
I'm going to say he's closest to Tristan, actually.
Okay.
Okay, that's the one that Tristan stabbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also, apparently, an undead deckhand. That's...
He was a coward. I made him fight.
Yeah.
And so is it when I control him, does that count as my like
Nope.
action? that
Nope.
Turn? It
You
doesn't.
just give
He's
him a
independent.
command and you can still take
He
your
does it.
action.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would try to use my club to help Tristan at this point, since we've got enough bodies over there. I think my little unarmored self might be able to get a jab in.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, cool. Rolling that now. Yo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not a lot of damage, but that's a great hit.
Yeah.
You just slide it in through some plates and jab him. He's definitely bleeding. You see the blood just kind of boiling up out of his armor. Who's next?
I'm gonna man that arbalist
Okay.
again.
All right.
I'm gonna try and take a warning shot at the one that's in the air.
Okay, sure. I mean, there's this high winds going everywhere, so you can already
Yeah.
expect that it's, you're gonna shoot your arrow and it's just gonna get caught up in the wind. But
Yeah.
you're helping. You're helping.
There's a 6.
Yeah. Oak, what are you doing?
There's the. I think the shot's not going to have a good chance of hitting.
Yeah,
because of-
it's not going to. There's just so much
Okay.
wind going through the ship right now, putting out the fires.
Then I pull the two-hander and charge the closest to me.
Okay. So yeah, you enter the fray with Tristan. You can take a +2 because he's got 4 attackers on him right now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Holy
that's-
shit, that was a
yeah,
crap
still
roll.
gonna miss anyway.
I want to re-roll. That's a fun.
Sure, go ahead. That was the Lich that was on him. He missed.
Oh, and my undead pal too is on him.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
one of the 4. Also
Okay,
a
okay,
miss.
cool.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Chalk it up to the wind, Thyber. It's the wind. It's just getting in your way.
All night.
Tristan, you want to try and stab again?
I guess I am just attacking the
Yeah.
knight who's in front of me then.
+2, and because you got flanking on him, if you hit, you can have your backstab.
Yeah. Ooh. +2, you say?
Mhm.
Right.
He's trying to just beat off 4 attacks, and you're able to. Oh my
Oh
gosh!
my god! Another natural 20.
Which means 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. I know this armor. I have studied this armor, obviously.
Yeah.
There
I
was
don't
there was
know
a
what it is, but this style. Yeah.
I made
there's a
this
horde
on.
of it in your parents' place, and when you were a kid, you used to run around with it on.
Right. I mean, you get it
Yep.
right in upper chest. You tickle the heart, and you just see the light go out. Just in his eyes, as he dies, as he mumbles like, "Cursed spawn of darkness!" Spits blood through the helmet. Yeah, you murderize him.
Hey! It's not darkness.
All right.
Neutral.
So neutral.
So your stinking cloud is still going on. One of the other liches comes by and basically just fireballs the griffins that are still coughing and wheezing. Just kills them outright. Just incinerates them. And that's it. Yeah, they're the one that's still circling. Kind of just takes off. No fire on the deck. It's kind of quiet again.
Does
Take
it look?
one final shot as he flies away. And stay out!
Yeah, do we get an extra
Team.
shot?
Yeah, you can take the shot. Yeah, the winds are dying out, so you can.
Bert,
Yeah.
while they're
this-
doing this, the most important question: did the fire burn off the blood stain on the deck?
Of course, but now there's more
Yeah.
blood on the deck.
Aww.
So the one that you dumped the holy water on NPC, they did not forget that. They turned to you, and so now you're like the hood comes back, and you see this skeletal melted face, green eyes of flame burning, and there's a stare at you. Make me a save versus magic.
Oh no. Save versus spell. That's that. Boop. Nope.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be fun, and it's a good place to end it. Dion, you feel your mind being just ripped open, and all your memories and thoughts are being gone through. Jig is up.
No.
They know why you're here,
Oh no.
or at least this one Lich does, and you feel it too. You're trying to hide knowledge from it. He's tracking it down, kicking down doors in your head, and just gets everything. Just knows everything. Okay, so this last thing of the night. What do you say as this is happening?
I just say, or can I do an action?
You can have an action. Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh my god, what do I do? Okay, I'm torn right now. Part of me wants to jump off the boat. Part of me wants to just try and attack and just like get slaughtered because I'm the only good aligned character.
Leave it to luck if you want. Make a D100 roll and say which meaning means what.
All right. High, I jump off the boat. Low, I attack. I jump off the boat. I just
You
turn
see
right around.
NPC
and
go just pale white, takes a few steps back, and then just hurls herself over the deck, and we'll end there for the night.
Thank God I've took swimming as a skill.
And I took fishing.
Nice. Oh man, that was great. Well, let's go ahead and we'll call it a night there, and let's go ahead and do our well, anything you want to plug. Oak, you got anything going on? And I got your pluggable in. Ha! Look at that.
Yay! Yeah, so here on Tuesday nights, Friday nights, you can catch me on Twitch, or Friday and Saturday, Twitch and YouTube. Urience, Uraence. Playing a homebrew 5e game on Friday nights, and Saturday nights I run my homebrew Grimdark, both 5e.
Dion, the only character with goodness in her heart. What you got going on?
Well, when I'm not hot, I'm cold. And when I'm not cold, I'm still pretty fucking hot. But beyond the temperature spikes in our society in this day and age, you can find me playing games at Substances Used on Twitch TV. You can also find me playing games with some of my friends on tabletop, like the beautiful Bert here. And I play with Brendan and Richard and other stuff too. It's pretty cool. You can come find us anywhere.
Anywhere.
In
Richard.
your mother's car. What?
Don't let others ruin your day. Carpe diem. Ruin it yourself. Huh? And if you don't want to ruin day, you can come over and watch me play video games over on Twitch at LMTDTMFFR. Or say it with me now.
Limited
time
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 offer.
offer. No vowels.
vowels.
No
Exactly.
vowels.
Brendan.
So much like Grown Wolf, I have a limited time offer with no bowels. And you could find me every day every weekday streaming tabletop art on my channel and playing with Dion in a bunch of games and Bert here and just having a good time and being glad to be included. So thanks.
Nice. Well, if you found this channel, and thank you very much for everybody that joined us tonight and listened. Thank you, Longshot GM, for throwing some bits out there to have interesting things happen to the storyline. But this is twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. You can find us in other places as well. We've got a podcast with 11 plus years of all kinds of role-playing goodness at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. Our next game this week will be Friday, which is a BX Dungeons and Dragons game. This Sunday is Shadowrun using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. So fun things going on. Saturday, I am on the Goodman Games official stream, and I'm running Umerica, which is a nice, fun, post-apocalyptic gonzo romp through stuff and nonsense. Thanks, guys. Thanks for playing. Thank everybody for watching.
Thank you everybody
Good night,
for
everybody.
watching.
Bye.